again. I have a really interesting topic today for our video. It's on how to help our kids self-regulate their emotions. Now, this is a very important topic because there are so many parents out there, myself included, who wonder, how can I get my kids to be able to internalize their ability to regulate their own emotions? But let me tell you, even we as adults, you have to keep this in mind. We sometimes need a shoulder to cry on, or a partner or a spouse or someone to confide in, and someone to help us calm down. When something goes wrong at work or in our family, there's not often times where if there's a big emotional reaction that we're having, we can't always cope with it on our own. We need to vent, we need to brainstorm and problem solve, and sometimes we need to just get that energy out and have a listening ear. So first thing to remember is that we need to co-regulate with our kids and be there with them in that space and help them through the emotions before they can self-regulate. So we can't just go around thinking, oh, at some particular age, our kids are going to finally be able to self-regulate their emotions. No, we can't even do that sometimes as adults. So keep that in mind. And the second thing I wanted to say was that particularly for males, we know cognitively their brain development, it is not fully matured until mid-20s, the research is now saying. So why are we expecting a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old to be able to properly regulate their emotions in an appropriate way all the time, every time, problem solve their issues without needing any help? We are human beings. We are creatures of emotion. We're not creatures of logic. And there are heaps of times where we need to co-regulate and have someone else to help us through big emotional times before we can sometimes get through them on our own. So I'm going to go through a handful of little tips where you can help your child to start learning how to self-regulate. The first one is you need to model your self-regulation to your kids. So all the time at home, out and about, I'm often saying to my kids, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated right now. I can't believe that happened. I'm so annoyed, or I feel really distracted right now. I think I need to go and have a cuppa on the couch and calm down. I can't help you right now. Just give me a few minutes and then I'll be ready to talk to you. So just using that self-talk to model what's going on, how I'm feeling, and how I'm going to cope with it. You got to model this stuff if you expect your kids are going to learn it and observe it and use it themselves. So first thing, model, because if we're flipping our lid, if we can't manage our emotions and maintain our outbursts, how are we supposed to expect our kids to do it? We have to model it for them, and we have to show them this is how you do it. So I literally use that self-talk. I'll say, I'm feeling like this, and oh my gosh, I think I need to go and do that. Maybe that will help me calm down, or I'm starting to feel a bit, my heart's a bit racy, getting a bit of sweaty palms. I think I can tell I'm feeling X, Y, Z. So that's my first one. My second one is to build your child's emotional vocabulary. So how many kids do we know that say, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm hungry? And they have like 4 or 5 emotions in their vocabulary. There are hundreds, if not thousands. And if you Google the emotions wheel, brilliant resource. I use it in my coaching one-to-one. I use it in my workshops to show people, look how many emotions there are. There's like 3 layers of deeper, more complex emotions, like overwhelmed or isolated or undervalued or ecstatic. So we have to teach our kids by modeling and using the words and lots of other activities and exercises. Teach your kids these more deeper, complex words so that they've got them in their toolkit, in their vocabulary to use. So that's another one, to develop their emotional vocabulary. The next tip is to develop their self-awareness. So this is their awareness of themselves, their thoughts, their feelings, and their behaviors, knowing what triggers them, what annoys them, what makes them really happy, what calms them down. So once you develop and help your child to see what things make them happy, angry, frustrated, those kind of things, then you're starting to build on their coping strategies. So I will help my kids to develop self-awareness by saying, wow, it looks like you're feeling really frustrated at the moment. What do you think we can do to calm down? Or do you want to go and get a drink? Do you want a hug? Do you want to talk about it? I can see it looks like you're feeling like you've got so much energy in your body. Is that right? So I'm trying to model and show them, you know, be aware of your body. When it's telling you something, you'll see these signs of like a racing heart, or you can't sit still, you're wriggling, stuff like that. So build your child's self-awareness. That is a huge, really powerful tip in being on the road to developing self-regulation for your kids. And I think one other really last key point is about teaching your kids some problem-solving abilities, kind of like building a growth mindset. So when we teach our kids, okay, there's always a way to solve the problem. Things will go wrong. That's normal. It's okay. It happens. You might not do as well as you think on a test. You might not be invited to a party. You know, you might have dropped your cereal bowl and it's gone everywhere. How can we solve this problem? There's always a way. I know it's frustrating, but what do you reckon we can do? Let's think of a couple of things. So I will brainstorm with my kids in the moment, and I might suggest a couple of things. Now I'm finding that they come up with their own solutions. Okay, maybe we can clean it up. Maybe I can study a bit better next time, whatever it might be. So teaching that problem-solving mindset and just using that language. I use it all the time. I'm sure my kids are probably sick of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, look, that's what happened. How annoying. Well, do you reckon there's a way we can solve that problem? How can we solve this problem? What do you think we can do? Let's think of 2 ways. I'll think of one, you think of one. So there's so much you can do around helping your kids to self-regulate, and really after a while of using these strategies and just letting it become part of your family culture to be emotionally intelligent and talk about your feelings and stuff, it's gonna melt into your kids, and you're gonna see that they'll come out with these ideas or this language on their own, and you'll think, wow, it's making a difference. So I think they are some really powerful tips for building your kids' self-regulation, because everyone has hundreds of emotions a day and our kids are no different. Really, I think we are raising mini adults. We're not raising kids. So we want them to be, you know, be able to have these problem-solving mindsets, this creative thinking, and just being really self-aware as adults. So we've got to build that into them when they are kids. And it's not hard. Like you see, it's really simple, easy stuff. You just have to keep it front of mind. Maybe write some of these tips down, or put your favorite one on a post-it on the fridge. Talk to your partner or your spouse about it and think, okay, for next week, we're just going to really focus on building my child's vocabulary and using lots of different emotion words. Anyway, have a go, guys. This stuff is really powerful, and I think our kids will really thank us later when they are balanced and calm, cool, calm, collected humans. So thank you for watching, and as always, if you guys want to get more information, send me an email or a message. My website's stephaniepinto.com, and keep an eye out for my workshops in Sydney. I've got one coming up soon in a few weeks' time. I'm going to post all the links below. And as always, if you don't mind, please like and subscribe to my videos so you don't miss any more. And again, follow me on the socials as well. I'll put my Facebook and Instagram and stuff down below, so you can always follow. All right, guys, have a great afternoon. See ya.